Hip Hop Sessions, powered by Premier Gospel. Hello, man. In the building today, it's Premier Gospel, it's Guvna B, it's the Hip Hop Sessions. We got true to the name, fam.
What? Go on, brother.
What's good?
I'm easy, fam. You know,
Yeah,
chilling.
You got a bit of a cheeky smile, so I got a feeling you're up to something. Am I right, bro?
Nah, bruv, you know me. I'm just trying to keep it all politically correct. You know, keep it all nice.
Cool, fam.
Keep it all loving.
So, you know what I mean? The floor's yours. Going, fam.
Yo, forgive me if I'm a bit politically incorrect, but you know, check it.
Tottenham.
Yo, God's word, no one can top that. Man preaching nonsense, I'm screaming out, stop that. Oops, sorry, I forgot that. This is church and freedom of speech, we ain't got that. If I say it when the camera's off, I say it when the camera's on. I'm Christian, not David Cameron, I ain't a politician, so don't expect everything I say to be politically correct. Like, man wanna tell me what I can't do just cause the church might see it as a bit taboo. Like, fam, you can't get a tattoo. Really? Says who? You and some legalistic view? It's ridiculous how we pick and choose what we follow from Leviticus. It's hypocritical, the world's sick of this, but that's another song. I ain't got time. Wanna shout Corinthians 6 verse 19? Well, hit me up online. Gotta move on to what many snooze on, but are too quick to spew views on. How many people wanna say you shouldn't do things just because of how people will view things? Who's in control? Who's got dominion? Do we live for Jesus or people's opinion? I understand example shit, but this wretch is unorthodox on an example tip.
Is that you just went in, fam? I thought it was politically correct.
Ah, well, you know.
Where are you representing, though, fam?
I ain't a politician, bruv.
Cool, fam. You wanna go in again? I don't think people quite caught that.
Alright, let's do this one more time.
True to the name.
Yeah.
4 others.
Done know, yo. God's word, no one can top that. Man preaching nonsense, I'm screaming out, stop that. Oops, sorry, I forgot that. This is church and freedom of speech, we ain't got that. If I say it when the camera's off, I say it when the camera's on. I'm Christian, not David Cameron, I ain't a politician, so don't expect what I say to be politically correct. Man, wanna tell me what I can't do just cause the church might see it as a bit taboo. Like, fam, you can't get a tattoo. Really, says who? You and some legalistic view? It's ridiculous how we pick and choose what we follow from Leviticus. It's hypocritical, the world's sick of this, but that's another song. Ain't got time. Wanna shout Corinthians 6 verse 19? Well, hit me up online. Gotta move on to what many snooze on, but are too quick to spew views on. How many people wanna say you shouldn't do things just because of how people will view things? Who's in control? Who's got dominion? Do we live for Jesus or people's opinions? I understand example shit, but this wretch is unorthodox on an example tip.
We don't follow no style.
Yeah.
True to the name of the building, just dropped a hot freestyle. We're gonna get into a bit of what he said in the interview.
Let's do it, fam. Unorthodox, we call our own shots.
Yo, man, so in the building, true to the name, what's good?
It's good, world.
I'm gonna get straight into it, bruv. The freestyle, what inspired it? What was it about, man? Where did it come from?
It come from my heart, bro. That's where it came from. It's where I'm at right now, innit? Like what I'm seeing, what I'm experiencing, like the people that I'm discipling and working with.
Yeah. Cool, man. So obviously you touched on a few things in that freestyle.
Yeah.
We'll start with the whole politically correctness thing.
Yeah.
How do you think? What's your advice to Christians that want to stay true to the faith and what Jesus was, and kind of relate that to being in society?
I don't know, like society tells us so many things are right and so many things are wrong that God seems to have a totally different view about.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, if you've got God's view, do you know what I'm saying, and you know it's God's view, then to a degree you can't really watch too much what society's saying. Otherwise, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're just gonna let different people mold you. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna do? Everywhere you move, everywhere there's a different society, change your convictions, change who you are because to fit in with society. I just don't think we can do that. I don't think we're cool to do that either.
I hear you. So being practical about it, what is accepting something and what is not accepting it? For example, if your faith, Christianity, doesn't agree with homosexuality, correct?
Yeah.
If he was at work with, or someone in the workplace was a homosexual, working with him, would that be accepting political correctness? Or,
nah.
you know what I mean? Where do you draw the line?
Not at all. Like in situations like that, like you better love people. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if you're a representation of what Jesus would be, do you know what I'm saying? You better show that person love. That doesn't mean you're condoning, do you know what I'm saying, their actions, but love speaks more volumes than your rebuke. Do you know what I'm saying? More times. And I don't think it's that. Like, what can you do? You can't change that person. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they're going to make their decisions. They're going to be them. Do you know what I'm saying? If you have the opportunity to talk to them and they're open to you talking to them about your faith and stuff, then I say be real with it. Do you know what I'm saying? But don't bust down the door with your banners and and sticks trying to throw holy water on everyone. Like,
nah, I feel you. So what? Just about striking a balance between love and staying true to your faith, basically.
Definite.
And not condoning whatever your faith doesn't condone.
It's like people seem to think like church is like communism. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And to a degree, that's how some people want to run their church. Like, but I don't see that in the Bible. I see liberation and freedom. And I'm not advocating everyone just go wild and do a madness. Do you know what I'm saying? You need to be able to be real. Things like tattoos, piercings, whether you can rap on a secular beat, whether you should even rap, whether you can go to this place or that place. I'm just like, fam, when you look at Jesus and the things he did, like Jesus let a prostitute wash his feet. Now, in that day and time, the equivalent of that is insane, fam. Like, I don't know, bruv. I'd probably faint. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? We see a holy man or see a man of God walking hand in hand down the street with a prostitute, we'd be like, what is this? Do you know what I'm saying? And Jesus, and he done it in public, like knowing that everyone's going to be there and I'm going to let it happen. It went to Zacchaeus' house, like this filthy sinner. Do you know what I'm saying? In Mark 7, like they say, look at this guy, look who he hangs around with. And Jesus went for 1 minute like, you know what? I need to be an example. I don't want people to see me doing this or doing that. And he didn't encourage his disciples to do that either.
Just kept it real. Every
time they pulled him up on something, he was like, bun what they think. They got it wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's do what we need to do. So.
And for anyone watching this that might not be as clued up and might have been raised in a church where it's very religious and it's like, do this, do that. You're not supposed to do this. What would your advice be to them kind of seeking more knowledge or the right way to go about it?
Definitely, man. Dig into the word. I think that's really the only way. I couldn't really say go here or go there, because from a man, all you're just going to hear is another perspective or another, do you know what I'm saying, opinion. But you really have to like see what God's saying for himself. And obviously people are going to come at you with different scriptures, do you know what I'm saying, and twisting them to say this and that. They probably think I'm twisting them to say this and that, but hey, like, do you know what I'm saying? I think the Bible speaks for itself. But Christianity in itself, man, like, it's not about rules and regulations. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus said, those who love me will keep my commandments. Like, the way to keep people keeping the law is for them to fall in love with Jesus. And unfortunately, you can't make someone fall in love, but you can make them follow certain rules. So it's like people just want to opt for that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You just got to let people fall in love with God in their own time. It's something between them and him, and you can't force it.
Big, man. I think it's definitely encouraging people to dig deep in the word, which is a good thing.
I hope so, man.
Which is a good thing. So for anyone that I mean, might know a little about you or might not have heard of you, who's true to the name, man? What's his aim with the music?
I'm just a random guy, man, from Tottenham.
Meridian.
yeah, that place there. And a lot, like I said, a lot of this is coming from my heart because I grew up in church. Do you know what I'm saying? I grew up in church. Like a lot of us seeing and hearing a lot of stuff that now we know is actually, God's never really been saying that. Like, it's just what we was taught. And coming away from that and just kind of pursuing God in the next way. But I find myself, because I like by day, like I work in schools and stuff, so I'm doing like a lot of like Christian mission type work. It's like I'm an urban missionary basically, like into schools. So I'm dealing with a lot of kids that are churched but not Christian. Do you know what I'm saying? And all of these things are always coming up. So it's more like a track for them. Do you know what I'm saying? All I'm really trying to do is inspire people to dig into, do you know what I'm saying? Because if they're hearing one thing from me and hearing another thing somewhere else, the only valuable source they have to go back to is like the Bible. Do you know what I'm saying? And I hope that they will find the truth there.
Good, man. And one of the exciting things for me, obviously I grew up listening to a lot of grime music, and obviously Meridian being quite I don't know, just a big place which birthed Skepta, JME, a few other guys that you grew up with. You know what I mean? I gotta ask you how their response is to your music. Because you don't rap about the same thing. Not that I know of anyway.
It was some secret life. Nah, you know what? Like, really, I don't really see guys too much. Like, but I know, like, when I first became a Christian, like, a lot of guys are mad encouraging of it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, when I started to separate myself and stuff, they was kind of like, do you know what I'm saying? It was mad. Like, do you know what I'm saying? My friends from the world were like, you know what, do your thing. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a good thing. And I know they've heard my stuff.
Because I see Jamie tweet your video and that. So
like my brothers, like my older brother and my younger brothers, obviously they, do you know what I'm saying? They're still into that. They still roll with him. The other day, like my brother spoke to him the other day, is at Skepta's video shoot and stuff like that. So, I'm sure, you know what I'm saying? Like they're cool. Do you know what I'm saying? They're cool with it. I don't bump into them too regularly though to know, but I know they're aware of it. Do you know what I'm saying? I know they rate it because, do you know what I'm saying? They tell people, and you know what I'm saying?
Good, man. So obviously you got your mixtape, yours truly out.
Where
can people get that, man?
You can go to www.truetothename.com. True to the name spelled TRU number 2 DANAME.
Sweet, bro. It's the hip hop sessions powered by Premier Gospel. I'm Guvna B. That's true to the name. We outie.